So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about DIY versus buy, specifically in the context of lower power systems. So for example, like your 400 watts of AC output, some DC ports, and a small solar charge controller in a box type systems that generally cost around $300 to $400. And we're going to compare that to DIY at the scale of, for say, an Anker F3000, which has 3 kilowatt hours of storage and 3,600 watts of output. So stay tuned. This is going to be a little bit more conceptual piece, but I hope you all will enjoy the thought experiment, so to speak. So for our low level system, we're going to take the Jackery Explorer 1000 V2 with around 1000 watt hours of storage and around 1500 watts of output available. For 400 bucks on sale and 700-ish off sale, it's not a bad deal. Packs in a lot of capability in a pretty darn small space. However, with DIY, can you do better? My example for DIY will be based out of using a 12 volt inverter, specifically from Power Queen with Bluetooth, so you can track power usage accurately for around $200. A 2 kilowatt inverter by Jumpa, which these guys have just recently come on the scene, wiped the floor with cheap inverters and have made them really quiet, which is incredible to see. And that 2 kilowatt inverter is only about $200, has a remote head and comes with some cables that you can use, but it's highly recommended you put larger ones on there. And these two things together combine for $400 to get you measured output from your battery, 2 kilowatts of output with around 4 kilowatts of surge, and it's fairly easy to put together. It's 2 cables, very easy, and 400 bucks for this. Pretty decent. Now, adding a 20 amp charger from Lifetime, these are going to be around 70 to 80 bucks, and you're going to be able to charge that bank in around 5 hours total. Not a big deal, but when you have the Jackery being able to charge in around an hour, it is kind of a deal breaker for some. Overall, it's pretty cheap. And at these two price points, you can see the benefits of both. Both are pretty price effective for what you're getting, and the Anker puts in a ton of value for its price, and that's sort of the problem of doing a DIY off-grid system at a small scale, is because unless you're doing it for something application specific, like a small well pump remotely in the middle of nowhere, then you're going to want the more features that it has for camping and otherwise. The DIY option is cheaper and also cheaper to expand because you can't expand the Jackery. However, you can also take a battery with a voltage range inside the MPPT's voltage range, and you can plug it in. So basically you use it as a power cell that gets depleted, and then you go in and charge it up later. And that's pretty price effective. Now, we're starting to get to the mid range of power stations. Like, okay, let's produce some serious power, let's store some serious power. In the pretty affordable yet expandable section, we have the Oupes Mega 1. In the head unit, the Mega 1 itself holds around 1200 watt hours of storage and has 2 kilowatts of output. Pretty cool. All specs will be listed on the screen as well because it's really hard to ramble through these things. The head unit is around $400 on sale, $500 without a sale, and an expansion battery is around $900 for 2 kilowatt hours. Keep in mind for later, that's $450 per kilowatt hour to expand your power station. Keep that in mind. A similar system we are going to be doing in 12 volt due to accessibility, pricing, and ease of use and setup. Now you can just go out and buy higher amp hour batteries. However, the 12 volt 100 amp hour batteries from WattCycle are not only good in terms of quality from Will Prowse's testing. I've owned a few. They work great. They're cheap. They're around 170 to 180 bucks on or off sale. So these things have 1200 watt hours for around 160 bucks, 180 bucks. That's around $150 per kilowatt hour. Let's continue with this. So then we put in a Jumpa 12 volt 3 kilowatt inverter with a 6 kilowatt surge. Pretty cheap inverter, comes with a face unit if you want to mount it in an RV, and you can put it up to 12 volt system. Easy peasy. Let's get into the pricing. 5 of these batteries is around $900. The inverter is around $200. And we are going to add in a 500 amp shunt from Lifetime that's easy to read, gives an estimated time till empty based on how much battery you have attached, and also what the current load is, that you put in your amp hours for your battery pack, and you put in your voltage. And that's around $100. We do need proper cables to link these batteries, and for that we will be using 4 sets of 2-aught 1-foot cable. So these things have 5, I believe 3/8 or 5/16 ends for attaching to batteries or an inverter. The total for that, for linking all those batteries together, positive to positive, negative to negative, that cost is around $96. Then taking the problem of hooking up the shunt, we now need another cable for that due to it needing a cable to go from the battery bank to the shunt on the negative side, so you can track your power. That's another $24 for the 2 set of cable. Might as have one, well, have one extra. And then it is around $50 for 2 2-aught pieces of cable to attach to the inverter. The inverter does come with pretty decent cables, however, they do warm up under heavy use, and when you pull potentially over 250 amps continuously, you want to have good cables. So that's $150. And the total for cabling comes to around $164. Now, total of $900 for the batteries, $200 for the inverter, $100 for the shunt, and $164 for the cabling comes out to around $1,364. Okay, it's not cheap, but it's very capable. An Oupes Mega 1 with 1 expansion is $1K on sale. Adding on another 2 kilowatt expansion is $900, bringing the total for the complete all-in-one system to $1,800 for 5 kilowatt hours of storage, some interface, solar, and the ability to charge it. Again, you will need to add on a 12-volt charger for the system. You can either add an MPPT or AC charger. A high-power AC charger will cost around $200, but let's get into why we put these things together. $1,800 for the Oupes with 2 expansion batteries versus $1,300. That's your advantage, and the Oupes is capped at 5 kilowatt hours of total capacity. The 1 kilowatt hour from the unit and the 4 kilowatt hours from 2 battery banks. That's not that great in terms of expandability. It's meant to be a small to mid-sized system. It's not meant to be an entire home backup. Whereas with a 12-volt system, or later with a 48-volt system, you can do whatever you want, attach whatever you want, take anything out, and when one thing dies, you don't have to send it back to the manufacturer, which is a big deal for some people living in the middle of nowhere who don't really have the tolerance for sending a unit back for it to get repaired and sent back, or be sent back a replacement. So with this, without a charger, it's about 30%, 20-ish% savings. With a charger, it's going to be about 15% savings for that kind of system. But you can expand it for $150 per kilowatt hour. Add on around $24 for the cables. That's around $170 per kilowatt hour, roughly. It's quite price efficient, but does tend to get ridiculous with cabling. So if you want to go with a larger system that's still expandable, and you're looking between DIY and build, and you're willing to purchase components separately, like the last 2 examples, then we're going to look at 48 volt and compare it to quite a capable system, the Anker F3000. Now, the Anker F3000 was pulled from Jasonoid's list solar generators / power stations. This is one of his top rated models. He does a lot of testing. Go ahead and check out that video and others by him, and appreciate those videos, because he does UPS tests, and it tells you exactly how that station is going to do and helps him rate each station. The Anker F3000 is a 3 kilowatt hour power station that has around 3,600 watts of continuous output. This unit surges up to about 5,800 watts, as tested by Jasonoid. And the Anker F3000 itself is around $2,600. The expansion batteries are $1,200 by themselves on sale. Yeah, on sale, that's $400 per kilowatt hour. Not on sale, $1,900 per battery, That is a whopping $633 per kilowatt hour that you are paying to expand that system. Given these current realities and the total of around $3,800 for 6 kilowatt hours and the given output as mentioned earlier, things are looking a little interesting. However, no need to fear, because we're going to dive into 48 volt systems as at this price range and scaling. You can afford to buy more put together solutions for the DIY side. Starting out, we have a 5 kilowatt hour Vatrer 48 volt battery that has around 100 amp hours. This is about the lowest price point you could go on sale for most battery packs without completely cheaping out. Because as soon as you go down to, for say, $600, I believe it is, for Vivor's battery, questions have to be asked when the battery capacity you get is around 96% on first full discharge and recharge tests, which means those cells likely aren't grade A and won't last as long, may be hazardous potentially. Grade B generally isn't too hazardous for lithium iron phosphate, but it is something definitely to consider. So take the cheapest option reasonably, which is a Vatrer battery. You can go a little bit higher and get closed loop communication for around $850 to $890 on the regular from one of the eco-worthy batteries. So pick your choose. You might realize that 5 kilowatt hours, really 5.1 for around $850, $870 is around $171 per kilowatt hour. So for a 48 volt battery, dang, that's not much more than buying a 12 volt battery and linking them together, and that has to incur the extra cost of cabling. This one is much less due to the smaller size required. It's a quarter of the amps. What do you know? Watts equals amps times volts. So for our inverter, we have a few choices, many of which are pretty expensive, often exceeding $700 to $800, even for a 120 volt, 3 kilowatt, 48 volt inverter / charger that includes solar input. These often have absurd amounts of solar input availability, and you most certainly aren't going to use all of that. But we're talking about more of a home backup application at this point. We're not talking small portable power station. Anker F3000 is semi-portable, but is definitely heavy. So for the inverter, we will go with a Lifetime 5 kilowatt continuous output inverter charger with solar input. Has 40 amps of battery charging built in from AC, which is 120 volts input, by the way, so you don't need 240, and around 100 amps input from solar, which has a voltage range of 150 to 500 volts. So you're going to want to have your panels be at around 300 volts or above, because you don't want to hover down by the lower range of the voltage. Now this inverter is around $899. That's pretty cheap considering a split phase 5 kilowatt inverter. You don't have to spend $1,200 to get a 10 kilowatt gigantic monstrosity, and you still get the ability to surge to 10 kilowatts. With our battery and inverter in place, we now can add distribution. The only disadvantage of going DIY in this case is that you have to hook up your own distribution. For example, plugs, outlets, how are you going to get the power in? Generally for power in, you take a really beefy extension cord, preferably around 10-12 gauge, and you lop off the female side and you put those connectors into the inverter. This gives you your AC input, which will be at 120 volts and is around 2 kilowatts. So be prepared to draw around 17 amps. You can configure the inverter to also slow down the charging, but that is a setting you have to manually put in and will be something you do after you hook up the battery. The solution is to take a 50 amp cable used for an RV, lop off the male end, note that, attach that to the output side of the inverter. Now, the female side will be used to hook into a split phase distribution box from Join F World, which is around $380. Consider the cost of both the inverter, the battery, and now the $60 cable, $380 $80 distribution box. You get now a distribution box that can be placed away from your power station. You get 5 kilowatts of continuous output. You have 5 kilowatt hours of storage. You can surge to 10 kilowatts. You have a huge solar capability. You have AC charging for 2 kilowatts. It's a little insane. And all of this for $2,140. That's a pretty killer deal. Now, it may still take an hour and a half-ish to recharge while going full chooch. You will have to have not a dedicated circuit, but a 20 amp circuit to be able to hook it up, because it will draw 17-ish amps continuously. You can also lower it to be around 1200 watts to be fine if you know not much else but lighting is on a circuit. But you can also bump it down to 1 kilowatt if you know your house wiring is probably of the hung aluminum variety. Yeah, that's old. Again, this is kind of a non-portable setup. Unfortunately, you can easily attach connectors to each end of the inverter and the battery and take it anywhere you want. You can hook it up to a hand truck, which is only a small additional cost. And your price for expansion is only $850 per 5 kilowatt hour. What more can you ask for, really? We live in a crazy world where solar is now a little bit cheaper than it was previously, and by that I mean a lot. I actually want to build this system for a specific reason, but can't due to finances currently. But no need to fear, I'm working on making everything work out. This is an amazing route to go with DIY, because you can get a simple system that doesn't require much configuration at all. In fact, if you don't want to do the configuration and communication to the inverter, or you're using the Wrapup battery, which doesn't have closed loop communication, you can simply set it to lead acid mode and make sure your voltages are set correctly. In the description, I will be putting videos to help you out configuring this and links to the products themselves. They will not be affiliate links because I don't own the product. $2,100 takes out a good chunk of my savings account, and that's not the best idea. So like and subscribe if you really want to see these things happen, and I'll make them happen. We're going to be doing some crazy things with this channel. I have a lot of people who need a lot of interesting application-specific systems that all require lots of power briefly or for a long time. So that's what I'm going to be doing. In terms of upcoming videos, we have a power bank review. I have a power bank that I've owned since 2023, which is kind of going to be the primer for a power bank video. I'm going to do reviewing a wide range of power banks and their purpose within with the ability to survive a day or two being off-grid with your devices, camping, outage, or otherwise. And we also have the home system upgrade, which is going to be happening before the end of the month as well. I have a bunch of other conceptual videos like this coming up again to explain more things. But until then, thank you all for your support recently, and thank you all for letting these things happen and showing that it's worth it for me to do these things. And with that being said, have a good day. Woo!